नमस्कार, बहुत स्वागत है आपका और बहुत खास मेहमान आज हमारे साथ हैं पंजाब एंड सिंध बैंक के एमडी और सीईओ श्री स्वरूप कुमार साहा जी हमारे साथ हैं। बहुत स्वागत है सर आपका और तमाम जो और लोग हैं बैंक के हायर ऑफिशियल्स उनका भी बहुत स्वागत है इस खास इंटरव्यू में। चूँकि बहुत चीज़ें हैं आपसे पूछने के लिए लेकिन बहुत वक्त नहीं है। शुरुआत में जो आप चूँकि इतने बड़े बैंकिंग सेक्टर से जुड़े हुए हैं, इतने बड़े बैंक से जुड़े हुए हैं, स्थितियां जो इस समय बनी हुई हैं, ग्लोबल स्थितियों को अगर आप देखते हैं, किस तरीके से देखते हैं बैंकिंग सेक्टर के लिए कितनी बड़ी चुनौती ये जो स्थितियां इस वक्त बनी हुई हैं, चाहे मिडिल ईस्ट में जिस तरीके से चल रहा है सब कुछ और क्रूड ऑयल बढ़ रहा है, डॉलर लगातार स्ट्रेंथन हो रहा है, किस तरीके से बैंकिंग सेक्टर के लिए पाते हैं आप इसे चैलेंज?
पहले तो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपके इस प्रोग्राम में इन्वाइट करने के लिए। आपने सही बताया कि अभी जो ग्लोबल सिचुएशन है, गल्फ सिचुएशन है, एक बहुत अनसर्टेन एक सिचुएशन की दौर से हम चल रहे हैं। बीच बीच में न्यूज़ आता है, पॉजिटिव न्यूज़, एंड देन अगेन इट ब्रेक्स। सो अभी हमें कॉशियसली अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ रहा है इंटरनेशनल सिचुएशन को। आई थिंक द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इसमें बहुत अच्छा एक कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि सारे एफर्ट्स किया जाए ताकि हमारा देश का उसमें कम से कम उसका इम्पैक्ट हो। बट क्योंकि इतना बड़ा ग्लोबल क्राइसिस है तो कुछ ना कुछ इम्पैक्ट हर कंट्री में इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया कुछ ना कुछ आना ही था। एंड गवर्नमेंट अपने रिस्पॉन्स के हिसाब से अपना सारे मुद्दे को एनालाइज करते हुए government has now taken this view that they should increase the fuel price of around 3 rupees per litre. It is a response which all countries are taking in their own way. I think इसका एक impact जैसे होता है क्रूड, जैसे ब्रेन क्रूड अभी nearly 110 per barrel हो गया. So these are impacting the country's overall situation. As far as the banking sector is concerned, जो आपका बेसिक क्वेश्चन ही वही है, हम अभी इस सिचुएशन में हम ऐसा कमेंट करना ठीक नहीं होगा कि बहुत इम्पैक्टफुल होने वाला है। इम्पैक्ट तो होने वाला है, बट असेसमेंट ऑफ दैट इम्पैक्ट कि किस लेवल तक इम्पैक्ट होगा अभी थोड़ा उस एरिया सिचुएशन में हम आए नहीं है। हम ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं कि हाउ द things play out. Government and Reserve Bank of India, as far as banking is concerned, has taken out lots of measures. Exporters के लिए कुछ उन्होंने स्कीम परमिट किया है। गवर्नमेंट में अभी भी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने ECLGS 5.0 लॉन्च किया है, जिसमें MSMEs को सपोर्ट करने के लिए एंड सम अदर सेक्टर्स को सपोर्ट करने के लिए। So these supports will help these MSMEs and some other industries, airlines industry, to at least resist some of the impact that can happen in the future. So government is very proactive. What I would like to say, government is very proactive. Whether it will really have a bigger impact on the overall banking industry as a whole, I think I personally feel we have to wait and see how it progresses. And if the Gulf situation continues, we expect that some diplomacy will prevail until ultimately. बट वो कब प्रिवेल करेगा, क्या कौन सी लेवल तक जाएगा, वी डोंट नो, दैट्स द अनसर्टेनिटी. एंड इन दैट सिचुएशन ऑफ कोर्स एज अ बैंक, as I say Punjab Sind Bank, if I say within the banking industry how Punjab Sind Bank is impacted, we feel that as of now from our customer base we don't have so much of international exposure, we don't have foreign branches, so immediate impact नहीं हो रहा है. But we are very mindful of the fact that the MSME component is very important.
Economy तो affected है ही तो फिर.
So if the GDP numbers get impacted, if the growth gets constricted, there are some assessments coming from the various economic circles that there will be, if this continues of it longer, if the oil prices move up, there will be some bips cut in the GDP forecasting that is done, and RBI is the best judge. We are guided by the RBI forecasting. So maybe every 2 months we have this forecast. So bi-monthly monetary policy next bi-monthly monetary policy will give us a much more clear outlook कि what is going to be the final, what is they, how they foresee the impact. As for on the ground, मेरा तो basic आपका जो question है, how do we assess the ground situation? We feel that yes, some of the MSMEs are slowly may get an impact, and this is a very timely intervention by the government of India to bring this special support scheme under the name of ECLGS. So if and we'll try to market this and we'll try to push this scheme to all our MSMEs.
पिछले कुछ सालों में MSME तो बहुत ज़्यादा प्रभावित हुए हैं।
प्रभावित हो रही है। See, प्रभावित भी हुए हैं and there are a lot of other good things also have happened in the sector. Government is also very conscious of this segment, how they contribute to the GDP of the country, how they contribute to the employment of this country. So it's a very, very sensitive sector for all of us. And we are also so what we do as a bank, how do we respond? See, today MSMEs के लिए earlier हमारा जो perception होता था MSME lending में बहुत पेपर वर्क इन्वॉल्व है, right? And the last mile collateral लाइए, guarantor लाइए, the bank is to burden the customer with lots of documentation so as to say. But what we have done for our bank, I can say we have brought a lot of customer delightful products in terms of MSME is concerned. One, I'll give you two examples on that. There are many, I'll give you two.
मतलब MSME अगर चाहे तो पंजाब सिंध बैंक में जाए तो उस हिसाब से बताइए कि किस।
Yes, वही मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि मान लीजिए एक प्रोडक्ट है, अब आप जानते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बहुत बढ़िया GST स्कीम लाए, GST प्रोसेस लाए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने, तो हमने एक आसान सा एक स्कीम लाए बैंक के लिए कस्टमर MSME कस्टमर्स के लिए, जहाँ पे मिनिमम पेपर वर्क है, GST अप टू 5 GST में अब टर्नओवर बेसिस में up to 5 crores without any collateral, without any paperwork, just based on your turnover, your assessment, with minimum paperwork, you can get more and more. You can get up to 5 crores of support from the bank in terms of lending is concerned. And a bit of extended it to another 5 crores, maybe up to 10 crores, we have some formality of collateral. But the what I'm trying to tell you is this, that we have minimized the paperwork. Why? MSMEs require cash flow based lending. They are not conversant too much with the paperwork. उसका cash flow हम अगर ठीक से जज कर पाते, and GST is one of the best ways to understand उसका turnover कैसे हो रहा है, and that is enough for us to understand. So we have made this as a big product, and it is playing out very well for our bank, and our track record delinquency काफी controlled में है. We don't see too much of challenge there. And another product we have brought, as we talk of supporting the customer with more and more customer friendly product, we have brought a digital MSME product. You simply scan a QR code of PSB bank and you can get a loan of 1 crore, in principle approval of 1 crore within maybe half an hour, 1 hour also. A principal sanction that can be given to an MSME customer up to a level of 1 crore. And the entire process is digital. You can sit at your home, you can put in your basic details which is required as far as the KYC is concerned, some of the requirement of your activity, and it goes under a business rule engine. It is all done, entire verification is done at the back end, and you are eligible for in principle sanction of 1 crore. And that's a product which we will think will going forward.
अब लोग इसका फायदा उठा रहे हैं.
फायदा उठा रहे हैं. We have just launched it maybe 4-5 months back, and we are getting excellent feedback. First of all, the customer just to inquire doesn't have to come to the bank. You may have to come to the bank for last. स्कैन करिए, अपना डिटेल्स भरिए, अपना बिजनेस एक्टिविटी डालिए, अपना GST नंबर डालिए, अब क्या एक्सपेक्टेड टर्नओवर है, जो भी है, वो सारे डेटा वी हैव पुट इन लॉट ऑफ रूल्स इन दैट बिजनेस रूल इंजन, वो सारे कैलकुलेशन करके आपको बता देगा यू आर एलिजिबल फॉर सच लोन. विद दैट कागज इट विल बी डिजिटली गिवन टू यू. रिक्वायर्ड कागज यू अप्रोच अ ब्रांच टू द फाइनल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. अगर कुछ यूनिट देखना है एक्टिविटी, द ब्रांच मैनेजर विल डू सम लास्ट माइल एक्टिविटी to visit is a place, or visit is compulsory, which cannot be done online. So that visit has to be done. So within 1 or a maximum of 2 visits.
मतलब हम ये मान सकते हैं कि जो प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर बैंकिंग सेक्टर में होता है,
करेक्ट,
कि प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर को हम वाकई में प्रायोरिटी दे रहे हैं. बहुत सारी डिफिकल्टीज आती थी.
बहुत सारी डिफिकल्टीज आती है. अब देखिए ना, हमारा बैंक में इन पंजाब एंड सिंध बैंक आज एक QR कोड में you scan one QR code which we display in our branches, and you can get 8 types of loans from the bank, including an MSME. What type of loans? You can get a housing loan, you can get a vehicle loan, you can get a commercial vehicle loan, you can get a MSME loan, you can get a SHG loan, a KCC loan. See, all priority, SHGs, KCCs, MSMEs, housing, affordable housing, priority. Vehicle and आजकल today बहुत demand है. In our bank, our vehicle loan journey, I can claim that we are one of the best. I'll not claim to be the best, but I can claim to be one of the best in the industry. Our journey is so good and customer delightful experience है. Within 15 minutes, you can get a sanction of a vehicle loan sitting at your home on a Sunday.
आपकी बातों से मुझे जो लग रहा है, आपका स्ट्रांग ये थॉट है कि अगर MSME सेक्टर को हम स्ट्रेंथन करते हैं तो जो स्थितियां हैं इस वक्त इकोनॉमी की, उसको हम बहुत हद तक सुधार कर सकते हैं.
Absolutely. See, this is what public sector banks are made for. Public sector banks का एक basic responsibility है that we support the government's objective of promoting these priority segments. Not only priority sector, the priority segments like MSME, and MSMEs are what, as a bank, we are focused. Last year, our MSME growth in loan book was as high as 28%, the highest amongst all the public sector banks. So that is the importance we are giving to this sector. You can check our results. Our results show that. And why is that happened? Because we feel that our bank of our size and geographical presence, this MSME segment is a segment which we can handle very well. And our people, my entire team sitting here, they are all geared up at the branch level or at the HO level for facilitating this MSME segment, which is very, very important for them.
जब आपने 28% की अच्छी खबर सुनाई है, तो NPA की स्थिति क्या है आपके बैंक में, और जो आप फोकस कर रहे हैं कि 3 लाख करोड़ तक का हमारा बिजनेस होना चाहिए, मुझे तो शायद जहां तक याद है कि 4 लाख करोड़ तक का आप लोग का प्लान है, 29 तक का प्लान है.
yes.
तो क्या रोड मैप है? और इस समय बैंक की स्थिति, क्योंकि 2 चीजें हमने देखी हैं इतने लंबे समय से जब हम PSB को देखते हैं. एक तो रूरल एरियाज में आपकी अच्छी है, अर्बन एरिया, सेमी अर्बन एरियाज में अच्छी है. उसको अगर हम ध्यान में रखते हैं तो हमारा ये 4 लाख करोड़ तक का टारगेट रोड मैप क्या है?
पहले हम ये बता दें कि आपने एसेट क्वालिटी का ऊपर एक पहले वो हम सेगमेंट देख लेते हैं. अभी आप देखेंगे हमारा ग्रॉस NPL लेवल इज एज लो एज 2.4% ओवरऑल. दिस बैंक वाज हैविंग एट वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम अ ग्रॉस NPL अबाउट 14% a few years back. So we have brought it down to 2.4%. Now, that is number one. This is a historic low, and one of the lowest amongst all banks. In terms of net NPA, we are at 0.79. We were as high as 2%, 3% plus. Now we have brought it to below 1% of 0.79. Our slippages are at a lowest of 0.74%. Slippage ratio means pura year mein. Slippages have gone down. Our asset quality has improved. Our capital adequacy is adequate at 17.42. We have raised capital from the market, showing investors confidence. Why am I saying all this? This is the background based on which we and I like to grow. First of all, what we did, as you rightly said, that our presence in the rural, while it is good in the semi-urban region, and particularly in some states, our presence was not that much visible in the segments, in other cities like metros, urban areas. And you're absolutely right in your judgment. What we are now doing, as you asked me for the plan, I'll come to the numbers later on in terms of expansion. Let me first talk on that. Presently, we are having 1,654 branches. We are hardly present in over 380 districts of this country. So what we have decided is, one of the strategic plan to reach that 3 lakh crore or a 4 lakh crore is on an expansion spree. The expansion will happen in the states other than the northern part of the country where we are already there. Of course, Uttarakhand will be a strategic point. When I say northern part of the country, I mean say Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Himachal, UP. Other than that, Maharashtra, South India, Central India, Eastern India, Northeast. These are the areas where we are going to grow strongly. We have identified 200 top districts of the country wherein the entire country's 80% of bank business are there. In the top 200 districts, 80% of bank's business is concentrated. I'm not talking of the industry. And we are now present in 163 districts only. So there is a room from 163 to 200 that gives us a room of 37 districts where we can enter. Apart from that, we have taken a strategic plan. Apart from the top 200 districts, we will open more and more branches in other areas. So whatever is the concentration,
आपका expenditure भी तो बढ़ रहा है.
expenditure, but that's a cost we should bear so that we penetrate more and more. That's the initial cost. The break even of a branch comes in between 2 to 3 years. But if we don't expand, the problem that lies at this point will continue to lie. So it is good to invest at the right time when your bank can bear the cost. Earlier, the bank's profitability was low. Last year, we earned profit of 1,322 crores, the highest ever in the history of the bank. So 1322 crore का जब profit होता है, we feel this is the right time to expand. We'll bear the cost, but that will give me future delta growth in the future. So first of all, we are trying to expand. We have taken a plan to open up 200 branches in the next 2 to 3 years.
Selected cities.
Top 200 districts, other districts, wherever we find. We have taken a global consultant who is helping us to identify the districts. Number one. Number two, we'll expand through the BC network also. Presently, initially we had 357 BCs 3 years back. Today we are now having 3,100 BCs. We are going to expand it to 6,500 BCs. And our ATM network should be around, today it is around 1,000 to 1,100. We are expanding to 2,100. So overall, 2,000 branches, 2,100 ATMs, 4,100 and 6,000 odd BCs. 10,000 plus touch points. That's the first strategic point in the 3-year roadmap. Number one. Number two, as far as the 3 lakh crore business, you have seen my statements, we have reached 2,63,000 crores this year. So we are very confident that we are going to reach 3 lakh crore because last year's incremental growth of 34,500 crores was again the highest ever incremental growth in a year in this bank. So another 35,000 is very easy to achieve.
मेरा सवाल इसलिए भी है ना क्योंकि जो सिचुएशंस हैं, इकोनॉमी की सिचुएशंस हैं या फिर जो तमाम ग्लोबलाइजेशन की जो स्थितियां हैं, उसमें क्या हम लोग ये टारगेट अचीव कर पाएंगे या फिर आपने के लिए पूरे बैंकिंग सेक्टर को अगर मैं देखता हूं तो चैलेंजेस तो हैं, वो और हार्ड हो गए हैं आप लोग के सामने, तब फिर
Yes, I think relevant question. But point is, every bank has its own niche area to work on. Yes, we have our own clientele base. We are not in a direct competition with if you see the larger banks, they have their own issues of expansion. We are so small a base, our opportunity to grow is very high. That's why last year, 25-26, we grew at 15% business growth, one of the highest amongst all the public sector banks. So the opportunity to grow is very high. So because we are not present everywhere, so our opportunity to penetrate is very high. Though there will be some impact, and we are not in the large corporate segment too much. We are decreasing our large corporate segment. See, at one point of time, 60% of our portfolio of asset was in the large corporate and 40% was the RAM segment. Today it is reversed. We are at 59% RAM segment and 41% is corporate. And we are going to take this RAM to 65% this year and 70% by FY29. So what we are trying to tell, the corporate segment gets the first impact. When this economic downturn happens, the corporates get an impact. Uska downstream MSMEs, etc. will happen. So the initial impact will not impact us. At least unless and until it's a big something happens. No one can predict that. In a normal economic, some slowdown, if we are not too much in the corporate segment and we are more in the retail agri MSME segment, so the initial जो एक slowdown होता है